Okay, radio audience is away, so we'll spend a couple of minutes with one of my favorite guests here on the Rich Eisen Show. First of 2 times I will introduce you and shake your hand, sir.
Good
Hello,
to see you,
Mr.
my
Carolla.
friend.
How are you, Adam?
Good.
Yeah? You
Well,
survived the Super Bowl. One.
I did. I went to Jimmy Kimmel's barn.
I wanted to ask you that one.
I love it.
Well, I'm going to ask you this again. Is that where you watched the Super Bowl?
In a barn.
What do you mean,
But
a
a
barn?
barn is like rich man, poor man thing. Like I have this theory, which is if you shower outdoors,
Yes.
you're either super rich or super poor.
There's no gray area.
If you have more than 3.5 cars, you're either super rich or they're all just on the front lawn up on cinder blocks, and there's
Like Stephen Avery.
family raccoons humping in the trunk of the El Camino. But no, Jimmy has a barn, rich man barn.
He's got a rich man barn.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And how many people are in the rich man barn?
There probably was about 50 people at this thing.
Damn.
And it was just me and Bryan Cranston getting drunk watching
Get
the whole
outta
thing.
here.
I'm not kidding. And I'm not a name dropper,
No, but
but
that's-
Jason Bateman was there too. But I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a name dropper. It's right up there with I'd like to help.
That's right.
You'll get no help.
That's right. I'm not saying-
I'm not a name dropper, but,
Right.
but Nancy Sinatra was.
Yeah. That's like the I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So what was the spread? Or was it like, not the points, but the food?
The spread.
Yeah. What's
Jimmy
it
always outdoes himself. The cocktails were flowing.
Fantastic.
The food. I mean, Jimmy's a foodie.
He is.
He's a Barney and a foodie. And it's the best. I was saying to my kids and my wife, like, this is my Christmas.
Yeah.
Because Christmas for me is first pay for everything.
Yes.
And B, you know what I bought myself last year? Swim trunks.
Yeah.
My wife bought me.
Yeah.
I mean, I buy me.
Yeah.
But you know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Sure.
Everything's a mess. You know, I'm putting together zip lines and basketball hoops. It's a disaster. This is my adult. Super Bowl is my Christmas.
Super Sunday. Adam Carolla's here. We're back with him when the radio audience returns in a moment. It would have been good had the uprights been the height they used to be. But that was before Adam Carolla
Yeah, that's right.
started pounding the table for higher uprights. So, Adam Carolla, you not only changed uprights in the National Football League, you changed football history, sir, because that might have been an extra 3 points for the Carolina Panthers in Super Bowl 50.
I absolutely believe that uprights are our future. And I know a lot of people think it's kids. And then eventually I thought it was a robot, and now I realize it's the uprights. And they're going to have to keep going with college as well.
You're a visionary. You are a visionary. That's right, because when I came on to your podcast 2 weeks ago, we talked about that Duke-Indiana game.
Yeah.
The Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium, where the ball goes over the upright.
So they would have called that good, right? I mean, it had not been extended 5 feet, and that hit 4.5 inches below the top.
Correct.
The guy looking straight up into the night sky would have called that
Yes.
good, right?
One would think so, yes.
Right.
One would think so.
Yes.
But instead, not so much.
No. No. And sadly, I had the Panthers.
Is that who you
I bet on them, yes. Yeah, I thought they were going to
Everybody did.
roll.
Adam, I got to tell you, we couldn't find, and Terrell Davis was the only guest that we had last week. Marshall Falk, too, actually, who I know you think is a visionary as well.
And Terrell's always got a migraine, so he's never really thinking. He's not thinking right, you know. But I told him, just come out on the show as a decoy. You know what I mean? Just so they think you might say something smart. You know what they did? It's reminiscent of when the Bills were high-flying and they're playing the Giants.
Yes.
And it was like, oh, the Bills are going to put up 51 points on the Giants. Like, they can't stop scoring. They just keep Reed and Kelly and everything else.
Yeah.
And the Giants just ground the game down to a nub and slowed everything down and handed off to O.J. Anderson, I guess, a bunch of times.
Yes,
and
indeed.
just turned it into this sort of low-scoring, boring affair. But that is when the Bills just lit it up.
Yeah. Then Thurman Thomas would have been the MVP of that Super Bowl had Norwood not missed the field goal, and O.J. Anderson wound up being the MVP of that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you like Carolina going into this game?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
And now, not so. What about everyone that you were hanging with at the Super Bowl?
They all seem to like Caroline, too, because everyone kept saying to me, like, oh, Peyton Manning, he can't untie his shoes. He has no feeling in his throwing hand. I mean, just like he's decrepit. He's going to get injured.
Yeah.
He was almost out of the league in December. Like it seems so improbable and impossible. And even though the defense of Denver's great, I don't remember them just completely taking over games mid-season. This kicked in the playoffs.
Yeah, leveling people. Just absolutely. They were consistently good, but in the playoffs, they just took it over.
Yeah.
They did.
The whole deal was Cam Newton's got 25 pounds on Von Miller. He's not going to fall over like Brady. He's too mobile. He's going to step up. He's going to whatever. And it just never happened.
They did. They crushed it. Adam Carolla here on the Rich Eisen Show. You told the TV audience, so you were at Kimmel's place. That's where you
yes.
You took in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
You took it in, about 50 people in a barn.
Yeah.
Watch. So how big was the television? How big was the TV?
45 of the people were help. So it was really more, maybe just 5 of us.
Okay, so it was you, it was
Cranston,
Kimmel, Brian
Bateman.
Cranston. Okay, Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
And
Kimmel.
Kimmel.
Let's see.
Nancy Sinatra.
Nancy Sinatra was there in spirit.
Okay.
In spirit. Emily Blunt was there.
No way.
Oh, I love her.
So does that mean Krasinski was there too?
Krasinski was there.
Look at you, man.
Yeah, I love him too, but I'm going to have to kill him to get to her. Right. So I really don't want to build up anything.
He's a big
toward
Patriot
him.
honk. He loves the Patriots.
Yeah,
he goes crazy for the Patriots.
I know. The food's great. The booze is flowing. The atmosphere is amazing. My kids are running around.
So there were kids at this party.
There are kids at this party. Yeah.
Okay. Were they watching the Super Bowl too, or?
I really, I'm not. The bloom is off the rose as far as me and my kids go. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
Well, I have 9-year-old twins, and my job is to get them there. And once they get there, they can do whatever they want. And
just go do their thing. Leave Dad alone and watch.
Leave Dad alone. Give Dad a break. Give him and Mr. Cranston some bonding time here.
So what do you mean the bloom is off the rose? Just you don't need to be around them all the time.
We're out of the honeymoon phase. You know what I mean? I live with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, how much are you going to like someone who you have to argue with over brushing their teeth every night? You know what I mean? Like, what if you and just a stranger lived in your house and every night was a big argument? Did you brush your teeth? I did. You did? Your toothbrush is wet. Did you just wet it?
Yeah.
Let me see your mouth.
Yeah.
How tired would you get of that stranger?
I had that conversation just last night. I'm back after an 8-day road trip. Come back. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And then you just go back in the vortex of did you poop? Because I got a 4-year-old right now.
Yeah. Did you poop? Yeah.
And that, because the answer is a crucial response.
Yeah,
you need
the
truth right there.
I got a Labrador puppy for Christmas, which destroyed my Christmas. I do not wish this upon anybody.
What do you mean?
Well, because it's a thing that you welcome into your house that just eats everything.
Yes.
So every loafer and every slipper and everything that's not tied down, every piece of furniture gets chewed on, and then just indiscriminately craps everywhere, and then urinates everywhere. And if it was a human being, like if it was just like a family member or like Uncle Fred or something, you'd never stop stabbing it. Like, where's your Uncle Stu? Oh, he took a dump in the living room, and I guess he chewed my bathrobe. Like, you'd be livid, wouldn't you?
We've got Chris Law, who's about to have his first child.
Oh.
And so is there any ace man advice that you have for him on that front?
Throw money at the problem. I did that with my twins, and it was much easier. The puppy you can't really do the same for.
Sure.
Yeah. I got the night nurse. The night nurse rolled right into the Guatemalan nanny, and that's it.
How'd that work? Is that a possibility for you?
I've heard the night nurse is the one thing that's absolutely worth it, because you get home and you realize, I have no idea what I'm doing, and then there's someone there that does. But I think her mom's coming out, so I think we're good. We're good on that.
Oh, boy. Is that good?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, he's going to...
Wait till these cameras close down and he never stops vomiting.
I know we're going to hit our first break in just a matter of moments, so we'll have a nice moment right there. Adam Carolla, the Adam Carolla Show, live podcast coming to the Irvine Improv on February 17th, the El Portal Theater. Or is it El Portal?
I think it's Portal.
Is that old Portal Theater? I just went very Americanized there in North Hollywood, and then the Paramount Theater in Denver, Colorado, where there's a party going on right now.
Yeah, man.
That'll be a
beautiful
party on March 25th. Go to adamcarolla.com for tickets. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. I want a new rule from you.
All right.
New rule change.
Okay.
You've already effected change with the uprights.
Okay.
The replay gimp seems to be dead on arrival. Unfortunately, we can pound the table for the replay.
Well, what about the Rivera challenge on the Cotchery catch? I mean, wouldn't the gimp have helped on that one?
I think so entirely. We'll repeat that when we come back here for those who are wondering why we might be talking about gimps. And we're going to talk some more with Adam Carolla next here on The Rich Eisen Show. Back in a minute. You live in St. Louis, Seattle, Portland, go to adamcarolla.com for tickets because he's coming with the Adam Carolla Show, one of the best podcasts available, certainly on Podcast One, which this show is available on as well, at Adam Carolla on Twitter here, still on The Rich Eisen Show. So what other rule? I make you commissioner. We take Goodell, put him in a podcast studio for a day, which, by the way, I think would be great.
Me too.
You're in charge of the National Football League.
All right, I'm getting tired of the catch, no catch.
Oh, bless you, sir.
And
how do you fix it? Fix this for me.
Okay, super easy. One of the playoff games, the ball was thrown to the receiver. He went up with both hands, caught it.
Yes.
So first off, he threw it and the ball stopped.
Yes.
And then the guy took it and tucked it under one arm, and then he was blown up by the DB, and the ball went flying out. They're blowing the whistle. First off, I'm not sure about the premature whistle. Premature
Is there some medication for something like that?
I think Cialis probably should make something. It's like, why are you blowing the whistle? Let it play out.
Yeah, right.
But, so
were both hands down after? Both feet down after.
Yeah, both feet down. Caught the ball, tucked it, both feet down, but it was immediately blown up. And it's like he didn't make a football move. I would argue catching a football is a football move. The move is you threw a football to me, I caught it, hence football move.
Yes.
I would argue everyone in a uniform that's on the field is doing something that involves a football move, right?
Right, sure.
You don't see a lot of guys playing Mahjong and things like that.
That is not a football move.
They're all engaged in a football move. The guy's running at the receiver is catching the ball. Everyone's doing something in a football move.
I love that.
But my definition, because we do this thing where it's like, well, yeah, but he got the ball, he got 2 feet, but he didn't start to turn downfield, or he didn't do the Heisman Trophy pose or anything. Here's the definition. Forget about the football move. Yeah. Because we can't seem to figure out what a football move.
Or we actually list the damn things.
Right.
What is a football move?
Here's the new definition.
What is it?
If the DB was never born, would the guy still have the ball? And my answer in 90% of those is yes, he caught it. He just got blown up, and now the ball got separated from him.
You're taking the "It's a Wonderful Life" approach.
That's what I'm doing.
Not a catch rule. So if a bell rings, then there's a catch. Is that you know what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah. I'm getting philosophical about it, but my thing is he did catch the ball, but the guy blew him up, and now the ball's in the air, and now it's a loose ball.
Right.
That's what.
I mean, if the ball, let's choose the Cotchery catch, for instance. Did you think that was a catch in the Super Bowl?
Yes. I thought it was a catch, and I don't like good plays being taken away in general. Just whatever sport we're talking about. It looked like a catch to me, and he should have caught it clean the first time. But then also, you know, and also this thing of like, well, it made some contact or it was moving around, but ultimately he's got it.
He does. I know. That thing to me, I could not believe that wasn't a catch, and it should be.
Well, also, when you have a substantial amount of money on the team where the guy didn't catch the ball, it tends to influence your thinking just a little bit.
Which is why there should be a replay gimp.
That's right.
Say. So once again, I love repeating this because there might be some people who don't fully understand what we're talking about. The replay gimp in your mind is who? What individual is this?
Well, we don't know, just like we don't know the identity of the actual mascots and things like that.
Sure.
Right. But each stadium has one. They live in the bowels of the stadium, humanely. There's hay put down. They have a trough they can drink from. We'll slop them 2-3 times a day. You know, they're kept, obviously, humanely, in the bowels of the stadium. And instead of the ref, who's reluctant to overturn either his call or one of his cohort's calls that was made on thing, this guy has a fresh set of gimp balls. He goes out there, and, first thing, it's the light. The light is too much for him, He's got a handler. It's sort of a hot woman with some high, knee-high boots on.
You're a showman.
Right, and she's running him. She's running him out there. They run him out there like they run that bison out there in Colorado. They run him out there. All he does is look at it and say catch or no catch. It doesn't, well, there's not enough to overturn or as previously
There's
called.
no nuance with the
He doesn't know what day it is. Forget about what just happened on the field. He's just looking at this going, is it a catch or not? And, of course, the best part, when he goes against the hometown crowd and she starts flogging him with what's left, she's got the leash, but the end's, almost weaponized, and she runs him back and flogs him as she runs him back. He's done bad.
Much to the delight of the disappointed home crowd.
Right, but maybe if he gets a good home crowd call, she has some kibble. Some gimp kibble or something, and she reaches into her.
See, now there might be a sponsorship opportunity right there.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? So
where's Purina? They could jump on board.
They're the official replay gimp kibble provider of the National Football League.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little lengthy, but
now I think we're onto something here, man. I think we're onto something here. I have Adam Carolla here on the Rich Eisen Show. What do you think about the return of the Rams to Los Angeles? Los Angeles Rams are back, Adam.
I have one request and one request only.
What is that?
Where's my camera?
Right there.
Okay.
There's your camera.
The Dodger dog is the worst piece of meat that's shaped in a stick that has ever graced this man's palate. It's a horrible, horrible hot dog. Everyone loves the Dodger dog, but it's horrible. It has no snap to it. It's way too the meat to bun ratio is ridiculous. It's unacceptable and a disaster. Okay. The Rams need a good Chicago-style hot dog.
Okay.
And I would like it to be called the Ramrod. Okay? Is that enough? It's a simple request. I've lived in L.A. my entire life.
Yes.
I can tell you the difference between Jack and Jim Youngblood. How about we just call it the Ramrod? I think sales would go through the roof. It's a little edgy, but it's not over the line.
Right.
It's 2016. You need to name your dog. You just putting Dodger or Ram or
Ram dog.
Well, you can't just put it in front of dog. That's no bueno.
Well, because it also sounds like one of those, like, hey, Ram dog, one of those guys you wouldn't even want to hang out with. You nickname Ram dog.
But the Ramrod, I would be, and it's got to have a nice casing on it. That's all I want.
Now, what if they say, give me another name? Have you spitballed it enough to come up with your second choice of what to call it?
I'll tell you what I've learned in Hollywood, Rich. I don't have plan Bs or alternative anythings because they always will use that.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You just give them one thing to hang their hat on.
Right. It is Ramrod or I start the beef boycott.
See,
and you don't want me to spearhead the Ramrod beef boycott of that new stadium.
No, because things first plus you're in the honeymoon period now. We don't want to take it down a notch like that.
That's right, and I have a pretty big platform.
Yes, you
obviously.
do. Yes, you do.
I could probably get Cranston on board with this idea. I made a lot of connections on Super Bowl Sunday, and I could easily turn this town against the Rams.
It's interesting that the Rams come home to Los Angeles. That's why you love the Rams.
Sure.
And you're focused on the concessions. That's next level. Adam, it really is. You can be sitting here like, I'm wondering who the quarterback's going to be.
No.
Todd Gurley is a star. He's going to be great here in Los Angeles. The building's going to be beautiful. It's all about the concession to you.
It really is. And hey, look, if you do a good enough dog, people will eat there during the off season. Oh yeah.
People just show up where there's no games. Just, I want a Ramrod.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that'll be the chant. I want a Ramrod. And people just, people show up in July and order a Ramrod.
Yeah, see?
You know what I mean?
That's why they need you on that staff there. They need you in that front office. And the end of Kobe Bryant for Adam Lakers Carolla, that's still your middle name, correct?
Yes, it
Lakers is still your
It
official
cracks
middle
me
name
up
on your
every
driver's
time.
license?
Yes. By the way, I don't want to give any tips to ISIS or Al Qaeda, but all I did was walk into the DMV and write in whatever middle name I
That's
wanted,
it?
and it's been on every piece of official documentation in my life.
Still can't believe that.
It's on my deed and my mortgage. It's on my driver's license.
It's on your mortgage that your house is owned by Adam Lakers Carolla.
Everything. It's going to be on my urn.
Adam Lakers Carolla.
Yeah, it's
Do your
already
children,
there.
your 9-year-old children know that your middle name is Lakers? Do they know that?
They do, but again, the bloom off the rose, it's a two-way street. They don't care.
Oh, my gosh.
My
Fantastic.
yeah. Now, Kobe is, I'll hate to see him leave, but Kobe beef dog would be a good base for a ramrod.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You do the Kobe
Well,
beef
what else is he
ramrod.
going to do when he's retired? Maybe he
No,
could spearhead
there's
that
nothing
thing.
else to
Maybe
do.
he could spearhead that
Yeah.
thing. Adam Carolla Show on Podcast One, at Adam Carolla on Twitter. Thank you for coming on this show.
Always a pleasure.
You are the man. I'd love to come back absolutely anytime.
Anytime and every time, Ray.
Seriously, I really would like that. And I would say that off camera, too.
Okay.
But
don't.
That's Adam Carolla here.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.